Hello, Jennifer Polizzi from Orion Lending. Welcome back to my DPA Success video series. And today we're going to talk about forgivable versus repayable down payment assistance program options on our Boost DPA program. This is just going to compare the differences between the two programs and when you would use them. And I'm going to show you a price scenario and how the pricing looks when you're doing forgivable and how the pricing looks when you're doing repayable, so you can get a good estimation of how these programs will fit for your borrower. Now, if you want more details and specifics about the Boost DPA program in general, please check out my entire DPA Success video series where I will go through the program and how it works in much more detail. We're going to compare the two programs, so it's nice and short for you. And if you have any questions on this, please definitely reach out. And again, remember to like and subscribe to this video and to my playlist and series so you are always updated when I upload great new videos on our DPA programs here at Orion. So let's look at forgivable versus repayable down payment assistance options here on our Boost DPA program. So for a quick review, of course, our Boost DPA is for FHA loans only. Your first mortgage is a 96.5% FHA first. The second mortgage is secondary financing, and that is the down payment assistance. So it's 3.5%, which will equal 100% CLTV. So you've got your 96.5% FHA first, the 3.5% second, which equals 100% CLTV. So when we're talking about the forgivable Boost DPA, we are talking about the 3.5% forgivable secondary financing. There are no payments required on this particular secondary financing. So it's a silent lien that just sits there in second position. It is a lien on the property, but there is 0% interest. And it can be forgiven after 60 months on-time payments on the first mortgage. So there's no payments required, there's no interest. It's a silent second that sits in second position as a lien on the home. But when you're doing this, costs are higher to get the program, and there could be a possible discount. So you really do need seller concession if your borrower truly has no funds to close to do this program, because there won't be any lender credit. And remember, these are borrower paid comp, so the borrower will need to pay the comp. So you will really need a seller concession if you're trying to do the forgivable option. Now, let's take a look at the parameters of the repayable and see how that differs from there. So the Boost repayable DPA, still 3.5% financing on the second, but it is a repayable second. It's amortized over 180 months, so it's a 180-month term, a second mortgage, and the rate is 2% higher than the first mortgage. There are much lower costs when doing the repayable, and it can depending, of course, all these rates are subject to change, but it can result in an additional lender credit for the borrower toward their closing costs. So it can actually help them above and beyond just the 3.5% DPA in credit toward their closing costs. And you must add the monthly payment, so that payment on 180 months must be added to the debt to income ratio on the repayable second. So the costs are less to do the program. The borrower is getting the 3.5%, but on this program, they do have to have that second mortgage payment, which goes into their DTI and into the PITI calculation on the ratios for the loan. So I have done a quick price here in the STAR portal on a forgivable Boost DPA loan. Now, if you want a detailed video on how to understand DPA pricing, please watch that video on my YouTube channel. We're not going to go through this now. I just want to do the comparison so you can see the difference on how to read the pricing on these programs. So on the Forgivable Boost DPA, this is a $250,000 purchase, and our forgivable second here is $87.50. As you can see, it's an approved eligible, owner occupied, 680 score. So as you can see, this is borrower paid comp. Also, of course, all DPA loans are borrower paid. So when you run the quick pricer on this, you're going to open up all the rates, and you can see now for DPA, you always want to check the rate stack, because as you can see here, you can check out that the best priced program is not always going to be the highest rate. Right now, 7.75 is a small cost of 0.166, as you can see that right here. So if you look at the whole rate stack, these are positive numbers, so they are a cost, and that is what that is going to cost to do the loan. Now, if you want to open up and see all the adjustments, that's going to show you the adjustments here, but that is on the Boost Forgivable, and you can see where that is right here, Boost DPA Forgivable right there. So now let us compare it to the repayable option. Okay, so now we have changed this to our 3.5% repayable Boost DPA. All the same parameters here, and we are going to get our pricing. Now we're going to open it up so we can see all the pricing, and let's check out the differences. So now we're looking at 7.75 here. You can see that 7.75 on that same scenario is paying 2.334 in lender credit toward the borrower's closing costs. That's how much of a difference there is between the forgivable versus the repayable. So on this, your borrower will get the 3.5% repayable second. So that's a repayable second. So they get 3.5% in the $87.50 toward their closing costs, right? That's the repayable second. Actually, that's toward their down payment. And then they're also going to get all of this amount right here, the $57.29, so that's 2.334. That's an additional lender credit that they can use toward their closing costs. So they've got their $87.50 secondary financing toward their down payment. Then they've got the 2.334 lender credit toward their closing costs. So they're getting quite a bit of assistance when they use the repayable option on the Boost DPA program. Now remember, this does have a monthly payment on it on the second mortgage, so that has to go into the DTI. So that is a comparison of the two Boost DPA programs that you can use for your borrower and how it affects their DTI and how it affects their pricing. So it is very important to do a good analysis of the program to see which one is best for your borrower. If they have a tight DTI, the forgivable is probably best, but they will really need seller concessions on that one to get it through. If they have the lower debt to income ratio, but are really short on funds, they probably will need the repayable option to get some of that lender credit to help pay their closing costs. So those are the differences between those programs. And if you have any other questions on Boost DPA, check out my DPA Success video series on my YouTube channel. Make sure you like and subscribe while you're in there. And if you have any other more detailed questions, please reach out. I'd be happy to help. Thank you so much and have a great day.